My name is Heider Chapple. I'm a floral and event designer in the Washington, D.C. area. I service weddings and events, and I'm a home-based business. I'm a mom with 7 kids. One of the first times I designed, I was, I think, maybe 19, 20 years old, and I wanted to make an arrangement to take to what would soon be my husband's house. And so I gathered daffodils from my parents' garden. I actually went to the grocery store and got some baby spray roses and I think maybe baby's breath. And I gathered greenery from my parents' farm and I made my first flower arrangement, and I took that to Evan's parents' home. And that was, I think, the first fresh flower arrangement I'd ever made. I honestly didn't really think that I would have a career in this, profession at all. As children, we had a help in the garden center, and none of us wanted to do that. But that day when I needed to make that arrangement for, a present to these people that ended up being my in-laws, I just had the sense that I could go gather flowers and make something beautiful and take it as a gift. One of the first, I think, memories was my husband and I, we got an old property and it had lilacs and peonies and hydrangea and spirea. I just started arranging from, actually from the yard. And I just had this belief that I guess there was nothing holding me back, nothing telling me that I couldn't make and design, so I just believed I could make something beautiful. And it started that way, and then people started asking me to do weddings and events. So it was totally by just believing in myself and going forward and just playing with flowers and just trying. One of the other reasons I really started designing, Evan and I, when we were young, we really had a very modest lifestyle, very, very small home. And we were parenting and we had little children, and I wanted the house to be more homey and more beautiful. And bringing fresh flowers into the house, or even just foliages, it makes a house feel like a home. It really elevated the feeling in the house and the beauty in the house. It was the one thing that I could do to make a difference in my home. I couldn't go out and buy a fancy new couch or, paint the house. I didn't have the money or the time because I was taking care of all these children. So it was something very simple that I could do. And it also was very therapeutic for me to be able to spend a little time in the garden and maybe step away from the mom stuff just for a few minutes. It's almost like a type of meditation. As our studio started to grow, we were asked to teach and to do weddings all over the world. And I had one particular bride, and she had asked for a bridal bouquet that was very loose and airy and open. And for many years in my trade, designs were very tight and clean. And I knew in order to make the design that was requested by my client, I needed to find some kind of support to hold the stems wide open. After all these years of designing, I didn't know how to make the bridal bouquet that this bride wanted. And I made my first form. I formed chicken wire into this egg shape, and in my mind I envisioned that if I would cross the stems through this form, that they wouldn't be able to collapse back up into that tight ball that I was making over and over again. And as I made this first bouquet, it was just so beautiful, and I knew, I started crying the minute I made it, because I knew that this was something that was really going to make a difference out of the way that I would design in the future. So the really amazing thing about this is it has gone full circle. And now, just like I was that young lady in my home years ago trying to figure out how to arrange and bring flowers into her home, this beautiful mechanic, this tool, will now allow anyone who wants to design and bring flowers into their home. This will give them that freedom to be able to do that. So whether you're designing for a party or an event, if you're a professional, if you're just someone who wants to bring flowers into the house, do some do-it-yourself projects, this will give you that ability to be able to design.